Thanks for being there with us. This is the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM, and we're reaching you live from the city of Ibadan. My name is Titi Oyeola, and the program is Leading Women. I welcome you to today's edition of the program. And today, my guest is, I went all the way to Lagos, and if you're very familiar with the new media space, you will know who I'm going to be speaking with on the program today. She's a Nigerian young lady known for her lifestyle and entertainment website, that's Olorisupergal.com. The award-winning fashion and lifestyle blogger is my guest today. You would also want to note that she recently won the Future Award and Ebony Life Prize for New Media. She's also the convener of the annual New Media Conference, which started in 2015. So I had this interesting conversation with her, and one of the things I took out of this discussion is the fact that she made success seem so easy, like not what an average Nigerian would think. Why not take a listen to this conversation? Oluwatosin Ajibade, welcome to Leading Women. How are you today?
I am fine.
Now, a lot of people want to know how you came about the name, the coinage, Olorisupergal. It looks like it has a mixture of the Yoruba language, if I'm correct, and tell us.
Okay, so Olorisupergal, Olori means queen in Yoruba, royalty. Then Supergirl, I gave myself Supergirl, I gave myself Olori too. You know, I love royalty. You know, so if any of this people up there, can just, I'm joking, but I love royalty. I love the fact that anything regarding royalty stands you out, keeps you up there. I mean, the people put you in high regard and all of that. So I just give myself Olori, it's my nickname. Then Supergirl came from the cartoon Superman, and obviously we all know what Superman, what the traits he has and all of that. So Supergirl, Olori Supergirl just came. When I selected those names, it was at different times, and at a point everything just merged together, and then we have Olorisupergal. So it was not planned.
Okay, so you're on account. You studied accounting,
yes.
And then did you ever think, where did blogging come from? Did you ever think at some point you were going to start a blog, which you did in 2010? How did the journey of blogging begin?
Okay, so the journey of blogging started in 2010, and as at that time, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. So I got my first job in 2008, late 2008, I think December 2008, and I was still in school, 400 level. So and then there was this strike in school then. So I just needed to do something for myself. So all I did was just word of mouth. I'm looking for a job. Oh, I found this. Oh, and I went for interviews and all of that, and then a company called me back to resume like the following week without no experience. So that gave me a sense of belonging. Like, okay, you're doing something for yourself now. Like, seriously, when you have that CV and they say 5 years experience, 2 years experience, and I'm like, I'm still a student, number one. Number two, I just want to do something, for myself. And they called me, and my journey in the marketing world started at that point. And from there, I would just sit with my Nokia phone. I had this Nokia phone. Okay. I would just sit with it and then just press, headlines from CNN and post.
That was your job description?
That was my job description.
You just decided to do that?
No, okay, so my job description at that time was to bring in adverts, because we were running a magazine. So my job was to go out to agencies to, pitch for adverts in our magazine. Then I would, whenever I go for pitching, I would always see other people from bigger, newspaper companies and magazine companies, and I'm always like, did they ever give you this advert? Like, when you see top newspapers, I know you're like, we never get. So I did that for 3 months, and then from there, they downsized, and then they changed my department from being a marketer to the front desk officer. So while I was there as the front desk officer, I got this curiosity, Facebook. Then it was Facebook. So I would always go on my page, put out headline stories from CNN because we usually watch CNN in the office. And from there, people started, commenting on the page. It became, from there, it grew to Twitter in 2009. I joined Twitter August 29, 2009. I celebrated
That's 8 years.
8 years, yes, just last week on Twitter. So I joined Twitter on that date, and Instagram was in 2012. We moved, then the blogging thing started in 2010, February 8th, 2010. And the first post was the post on Future Awards. That was the only thing I could think of because I was still trying my hands out into how to see how it works. So I didn't know anything about blogging. I was a novice when everything all started. A friend of mine introduced me to it. All I did was just to do a research, and then it was a free platform. So everything I did was just research, okay, try it out, sign up for free, do this. And the first thing was to talk about the Future Awards, and then from there I started building my passion, which was entertainment. I really loved the entertainment industry, and being that I worked in an environment where they usually receive visitors like celebrities, and I was at the front desk, so I would usually see everybody who actually pass through me, So my interest grew bigger and bigger. I would watch stations like IPTV, Nigezie, just to catch up with the entertainment stories, and give out my own opinions too on Facebook, saying, oh, this should have been done this way, not that way, and then everything basically it was just me, myself, saying my mind. And I mean, it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Now, in all of this, did you ever see it as something that was going to be very commercial for you, or you just picked up that interest and you decided to grow it? Were you thinking money? Were you thinking financial returns?
I was not even thinking. See, money, nothing. Structure, invoice.
You were just doing it.
I was just doing it, and in all of these things, Mr. Abiodun Castinadam said to me that, oh, why not charge people? Why not do this? Why not do that? Okay. And then it was magazine. Like, you have the newspaper, you have the tablets, you have the magazines. We talk about top magazines, you know what to buy, you know what to buy on the streets. So those are the things that were really running at that time. If you're not working in a newspaper company, then you're nobody. In the media industry, if you're not working at a radio station or a TV station, you're not really called as maybe a journalist or a media personality. But these days, you get to see different people who are actually, who sum up everything, basically. People who have moved from the traditional type of media into the new media space now. Everybody's now owning a site, everybody now is owning a blog, everybody's now owning their Twitter platform is their own blog. Some people, their Instagram platform is their own blog. Some people, it's everything all together. Even YouTube now is like your own blog. So everything has changed, everything has evolved, and basically I would say the trends moved, and those who saw it, or those who saw the possibility in it, tapped into it and moved with the change immediately, drastical change. Like, because there was no time for it to go for one training to say I want to learn how to upload on YouTube, I want to learn how to do a video on YouTube. Like, you just needed to catch up with the trend. Is it that you ask, or you die not knowing anything?
So I was going to say that you are like the pioneer generation when it comes to new media, blogging. What does it entail now if you would tutor someone who is trying to have something like what you do? What are those things required to start and run a successful
Number one, have a
blog?
Laptop. Number two, have a passion for what you know that you can sustain. I usually would tell them you need to be consistent. That is the only thing. The job can be very, very frustrating, big, and we needed to expand. So now it also involves creativity. I mean, you can actually run out of ideas if you don't renew yourself. So then you tend to ask or outsource. Especially when it comes to editing, you outsource copywriting, you need to outsource graphics. So from there, you now say, why am I outsourcing all of these things? Why can I not just create my own company and then have everybody under my umbrella and then say, okay, this is what we are doing, then we work as a team. So then, as you can see, everything was just one each, and then before you knew it, we were just bringing everything back again inside.
Now, putting all of this together, it sounds so easy.
You see,
But you mentioned the fact that it could be frustrating. There are challenges that you face. What are some of those challenges, and how were you able to keep going? What drives you?
The only thing that can drive you is to be better than what you were yesterday. And then number two, for the fact that this is all you own, this is all your life, this is basically what people know you for or don't know you for. Because some people will say, I don't know Oluwatosin. I know Oluwatosin. Oh, cool. I mean, well, my own concern is to make sure that my job speaks well. So the job speaks better, and that's actually good, So in terms of the challenges that we face, number one, content is very key, and I keep saying this is everybody. It affects everybody. You then also how to run a team. If you don't have the good team, you don't have the best team basically, but you just have to keep the work going regardless. So you don't need to let the next person know there was a itch here or there was a gap here. You need to know how to fill those gaps so that people don't really something has happened here. You won't even know when anything has happened or anything has transitioned or taking place. Then I think for the first years when I was starting was having my own station in terms of gadgets, laptop, good mobile phones, internet. Internet has always been and still an issue. They're still facing internet. It's an issue. So we have different what's this called subscriptions, like from A to B to even mobile data from A to B.
So if one fails,
the other one goes as a backup and all. And then location also matters because the job takes us out of the city or the country. So when you're trying to settle in and you're trying to get internet or Wi-Fi, they will tell you you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. Just trying to fill up the time when you were in transit or anything. So those things really affect the job. And what else again? Yeah, structure, money. Money affects the job. No money, no funds, you can't run your business. I keep saying to people, just ask questions. Basically.
You talk about the fact that you're one of the things you've learned perhaps is being able to fill in for whatever lapses might occur in the process. That's like a leadership instinct. What are some of those things that you have also learned, apart from just, making sure there's content, there's everything, humanity, in terms of work relationship, what are those things that you have learned on the job?
Okay, so while I was a loner, or while I was
compared to that time,
me,
yes,
I would always juggle up between everything. So I have my system, I have all tabs open, and I have my phones because I usually use more than one phone.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's a Nigerian thing to have like 2, 3 phones, 5 phones. So I would usually have my tabs open and then work ahead of time. Blogging it allows you to schedule ahead, and then it also you also need to know when the trendy story breaks. So you have to give it a balance. So when you have stories, you have 24 hours in a day. So let's just assume you're going to post like 48 stories. So that means a story in every 30 minutes per day.
Okay.
So that's round the clock. So you have that scheduled, and then you're covered. So that means if you're going for a meeting or anything, you know that there's something new going on the website every minute, every 30 minutes. So then you know that by the time you come back, you fill up those times that you missed. Maybe the whiskey just won an award and we were busy somewhere. That was me when I was still alone. Then when we had people who employed and all of that, of course we had people dedicated social media manager, we had the web editor, we had the uploader, we had someone to do this, we had someone to look at the content, we had someone to make sure that we verify. Verification too is key because at a point, the journalists were not seeing themselves as calling bloggers as verified news source. It happened at a point in time, like they would always never want to regard any story from any blogger's platform, as key. But at the long run, some top platforms that we all respect, usually go to these blogs and get their stories and they just upload back. So it became like, okay, so we're on the same level, kind of, not professionally or ethical. So, but as someone who has been in this business for some years, use your number, use your common sense, basically. You verify your news before you publish. If not verified, there are certain words that you can put, maybe allegedly or something like that, so that you don't put your readers or your audience in suspense. And one of the difficult things that people don't forget. So when you put out a people make mistakes.
So how do you get this information though? There's some classified information that you will not, naturally see online. Or maybe you just have an insider somewhere.
Insider now. That's why you say sources say.
Okay.
Sources, blah blah blah. That's why you have your insider now. That's why you have your sources, and you keep your sources, anonymous, maybe from the public. But as long as your story is verified and you know that yes, the source is right, you go ahead with your story.
So what would you say is the most controversial story you've ever posted?
I think the Queen's College story. We booked in this last year, and a lot of people came for our heads, and it was a difficult thing for us in the office because it was not just about Tosin. It was also about the brand, Olorisupergal, also about the platform, credibility, value, integrity. Basically, was also all of these things. All of our brand equity was at stake. I'll put it that way. So I and the team were working if not around the clock, but every hour on the case. So we were also invited to the station to give our own side of the story. I think so far that has been the most controversial because it involved a teacher and then a student and then a prestigious school in Lagos State, and then the Ministry of Education was also involved. The SSS were involved, the police team were involved, and I felt like, oh wow, but it was also an eye opener for us though.
You're on to Leading Women. I am Titi Oyeola, and I still have the founder of Olorisupergal.com, that's Tosin Ajibade. We'll take this short break and we'll be back. Please don't go away. Welcome back. It's still Leading Women. I am Titi Oyeola, and my guest, of course, is Oluwatosin Ajibade. So at OSG, what would you say? A lot of people are doing the same thing. Stories are out there. What makes you different? What's that thing that you would say is your unique selling point?
Our USP is a social media platform. It's a social media platform because we do the website, we do the social media campaigns, and we also have our YouTube channel. So we've expanded, not just everything started from Facebook, but now we've expanded to different, using different platforms. What stands out? I don't know. Maybe the way we tell our stories, or the way we promote other people's businesses, or the way we promote other people's successes. We've done a lot. I cannot really. Because for the team and I, we do a lot in terms of research before we decide on what we are doing particularly, and we have a calendar that we follow. So all we need to do is just change it, and all. So I don't know. I'm just trying to see, because there's a lot we've done. There's really beyond the Vitiligo thing. We've created a conference,
new media conference.
New media. And I think our platform or our platform is actually the first to say in Nigeria who has a conference alongside the she's a blogger or they are into blogging, and this is what they do else again. So that's we say if people think the blogging side is not just a serious side of us, we have the serious side, which is the conference. We also have different campaigns that we running in-house. We have the OSG back to school. We have the OSG natural hair story. So we promote natural hair, the natural hair. We also have the NMC school debate. So we started school debate this year after.
What's NMC?
New Media Conference.
Okay.
The New Media Conference school debate. So
okay.
This year we had our first school debate between Dowen College and CIA School, and it was the first, and it was a good turnout from both schools, and everything. So we do a lot. We do a lot, in as much as it's on social media or it's on new media or digital media or anything. We do try as much as possible to evolve with time and see how we can give our best to our audience and our readers, and also to our clients.
Okay, so now let's go back to your content. Being able to say that the Queen's School story brought a lot of traffic and everything. How do you deal with situations where you have a particular, you're privy to a particular information and you want to disclose it, you want to post it, or maybe the person is someone you know closely or you have a very good relationship with. How do you manage, such things?
We've had cases like that. It's no doubt. I think most people that actually, when you have friends in the media, you feel that, oh, because she's my friend, that kind of everything. I have a friend who was about to get married. She's actually known in the media space, and she was like, Tosin, don't put this out. And I was like, okay, I respect your wish. If this is what you want, I won't say anything, or won't say anything. And then the next thing, we just saw it everywhere, including Ireland. Oh, this person's getting, I'm like, how did this news and then all of my favorite Nollywood celebrity, I heard about their relationship with someone, and this confirmed, source in the UK, and the guy was like, to sing story. It's not as if this is real. This is, and I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. And before I knew it, boom! I was like, hey, I have broken this news.
And that's like the selling point, like you broke it first.
And that's the selling point, because people come back and say exclusive, and then most people tend to sometimes some people mix the personality with the business.
So how do you manage it? How do you do it?
I give it a balance, because at the end of the day, you can't be too emotional on anything. Because number two, you also have to remember that you have a business to run. And then number three, that you are also responsible for anything that goes out. Like last week Sunday, we were given an update on a show that is actually showing on TV, and we mistook the person's picture for another name.
I think I saw it. Someone posted and corrected it.
And then people were commenting, no, this is not this person. And then we're like, apologies for the mix-up. That is how you can show to your audience that you care for them, not just ignore the fact that they're trying to correct you. You see, your media platform, people believe and they respect your platform. You also need to give a listening ear to your audience. You are telling them something, doesn't mean that they are fools. You are telling them something, doesn't mean that they don't know what they need to know. You understand? But also respect the fact that they are also reaching out to correct. Helps like your community, basically, because it shows that you're engaging with them. We are expanding, spreading our tentacles.
You've been able to, from what you have said, you've been traveled wide because of the job. You've been able to mix with a lot of people from different nationalities. What are those things that you think you have picked, from there, that you feel that will be beneficial to the Nigerian space?
Okay, so the online market today is the stage, is the world stage. So be the best you can. You don't know who is watching. And you're actually correct when you talked about, when you're traveling around the globe, through the job, and trying to do, a lot of jobs are really taking us out of the country to deliver and all of that. And then we meet different people from different space and industry who are also thriving on new media. So, like I said, the online space is your stage. When you're performing, it's our best to dance. They will cheer the best dancer and all of that. So you have to do it your best, like every day. The world is watching. Everyone is watching. I've met so many people who say, "Oh, I know you. You're on Instagram or you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook. I know you. I see your pictures everywhere." And I don't really post my pictures everywhere, but they see the work, And then I go like, "Oh wow, really?" Like, you might just think you're just someone somewhere in Mushin, and you don't even know someone somewhere in maybe East Africa or South Africa knows about you. So you always need to give your best, put your best foot out at all times, because you don't know who is watching and who can actually recommend you or for a job. Because some of this just came from recommendations, and we always thank our clients for always coming back to us for these things, because it's not easy, getting things done.
So if you were to speak to an average Nigerian young person who probably just came out of school, some people hear your story and they feel like it sounds all easy, started a job, and some people will say that,
because I tell people that, take a risk. Have you ever taken a risk? Did you just feel that something will happen, man will happen? Like, you've heard the story, you can actually go online and search. It's the same thing. But something must have triggered me as a visionary, or something that triggered me to even stay on the course. It's not like I'm not tired or I'm not faint or weary, but I mean it's just God's grace, and that's the only thing I can say. So people love to hear good stories, but they don't want to do the work. That's it. There is really nothing bad in creating a platform to let people learn, and then it's also your own path for you to, once you learn or you take one or two notes, it's for you to go back home and apply. All of these things too, I learned self-taught online. There's no school today now taking digital media or digital marketing or social media. I'm sure maybe for the news, maybe from maybe next 5 years or 2 years or so, we have universities taking, having a course on digital marketing, because they're actually small trainings on digital marketing, social media marketing. Companies are actually taking their staff to learn, people are actually doing all this for them to equip themselves, and their skills. So if they come and complain and all, I just look at them, it's about you. If you say you love, for instance now, you see a Richard Branson has a lot of books. You can connect with Richard Branson through his books. And then now you finally have the opportunity to meet with Richard Branson at maybe a hotel somewhere. And then you sit in the same room with Richard Branson. And you still tell me again that you didn't learn anything from Richard Branson. The fault is not with the man who has made his money. The fault should be with you that has not applied what he has taught you. And then if you need anything practical, then you need to apply for maybe a one-on-one class with a professional or something. Mark Zuckerberg was in Nigeria last year. A lot of professionals, met with Mark, and everybody learned from him. He also came to Africa to learn. So now, if Mark said that he came to Africa and didn't learn anything, or he didn't see something that would actually benefit his business or something, or what best benefit Africans living in Africa, it's a two-way thing. You give, take. You need to. If you sit down to learn, you need to listen, learn, and then apply. When you apply, and when you start applying those things and you see that they are not working for you, then you start asking questions on how you can get it better. It might be the way you're doing it that is not working. You take another way. Most times people need to apply wisdom. They need to apply wisdom with whatever it is that they're doing. It's not easy, as it sounded, but like I also explained, we had a lot of challenges. And if you have a good spirit, or if you have a very good, I have to make it. Saying I have to,
You're on to Leading Women. I am Titi Oyeola, and I still have the founder of Olorisupergal.com, that's Tosin Ajibade. We'll take this short break and we'll be back. Please don't go away. Welcome back. It's still Leading Women. I am Titi Oyeola, and my guest, of course, is Oluwatosin Ajibade.
So in 2014, you were named one of the 100 most influential,
2 times in the room.
How did that make you feel? And then you also talked earlier about the fact that your very first major post was the Future Awards, which you eventually became a recipient.
Hey,
how did all of that give you butterflies? As a young person who was just trying to do something that you liked,
it just felt
and then awards were rolling in. How did that make you feel?
It just felt like, wow. I saw a post on Facebook last week, and I commented. I dropped a comment, and I said, the person posted and said people work for the fame more than the job. And I said that is what is happening at generation now. People are working for the fame and not doing what they're supposed to do. So for me, I love to learn. I will actually call myself an underdog. So I'm the kind of person that I love to learn from anything. I love to learn. I love to explore. I love to I get very curious. I didn't come to the world with this thing. I learned, on the job. So even for the platform, the Future Awards, the most interesting thing there is that I was also a volunteer. So that was how the whole journey started. I was a volunteer. I didn't. Even the volunteer departments where I was, regardless of who you were or who you are, just when they assign, I don't argue. They put me here, I'm good. They put me there, I'm fine. And I was just doing my own thing. And look at it now, it's the same platform again awarded me the first new media award just last year, December 2016. And it was also the first new media category they had for the awards, because they usually change the title. So it's for me. I cried. I cried that night, and Shei was with me that night from inside, and it felt like wow, like so everyone is watching. You just don't know who is watching. You don't know when they are watching. You don't even know. You don't even know who is actually recommending you to the next person. Like, so it just felt. I show like
It felt very rewarding.
It was very rewarding because it's and I look at it now. The year I joined as a volunteer, there was no category for new media. The other years went by and other categories were added. And from being a volunteer, I did all I could do at that time, and all. So I did my best. I did my job, and then I got rewarded. There's no way that to stop there. You understand? It's also a stepping stone to other things other doors that will also open, because it has gone beyond just one person, like I did mention from the beginning. And I would also say thank you to all my team members, because without them, Olorisupergal won't still be where it is today. Because it started with one person, and then we have now like a team of people that are all working together to make sure that we get our job well done. So I say thank you to my team members, because they have been involved one way or the other. They've been also involved in the journey. The journey started with me, yes, but they also got into the journey, understood what it was, and then and we are all rolling and still running.
You sound like someone who is very, someone who takes relationships very seriously.
Yes, I do.
You are very consistent.
I am.
You are very focused.
I am.
No, that from all that you have said, that's what I can pick. But then let me let you speak for yourself. How would you describe Tosin Ajibade?
Tosin Ajibade is a no-nonsense person. Tosin Ajibade is I'll say a disciplined person. Tosin Ajibade, she's a loving person. She can be loving, and then Tosin Ajibade knows when to break the balance between love, do your work, stay focused, be consistent. Tosin Ajibade loves to learn. She loves to take criticism. She never breaks down when people tell her what's wrong. She takes it as, okay, I have heard what you said, I'll work on it. I've had a lot of people walk up to me and say, oh, don't dress like this, don't look like this, look like that, But I'll say, okay, thank you, I'll take it again. Oh, you look beautiful, oh my God, I love your dress, oh, thank you, I take it. So, good or bad, I embrace. When they say not all advice are good, all advice, not all advices at the same time are good, but some are good. Then you have to see to know which one is good for you at that time, and then take on, just take on with it. So I am that kind of person. I listen a lot. I'm very good at listening. So I listen a lot. I learn from people, young, old, my peers. I learn from them. So I'm this kind of person that I love to give it. I just try to give a balance. I put all effort into it to give a balance between what I like, what people say about me. I've actually heard a lot of things about me that are not true, and then some a little bit are true. But
how do you react to those things? A lot of people, celebrities, when people say things about them, some of them go on their social media page to respond or maybe confirm or deny.
I don't trust.
But then we're human. How do you feel? Just like someone coming to say, "Oh, Olorisupergal is pregnant," and then
I've heard that a lot. A lot of people come to meet me and say, "Man, I am sorry." Even at the airport, I always said my yes, because at the airport, maybe sometimes I check in, they try to ask if I'm pregnant. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. They've done that a lot of times for them to even start saying, we are sorry. I don't take it offensive. People change. I posted a throwback picture on my page yesterday. It was a 7-year-old picture of me when I was really skinny. And even when I was in school, I was in secondary school then, people used to, my nickname was Agbani Darego. So, and then the name Agbani Darego didn't even sit well with me, because I never liked the fact that I was skinny. And then people were still calling me Agbani Darego. So it felt like an insult, like a very big one. But look at me now. People are like, oh, like Bangba, what's the adorable? Doesn't matter about people change, and people don't really understand that people change. The way you saw me then is not the way you see me now. The way you see me now is not the same way you will see me in the future. You understand? And a lot of things to happen that people cannot just open their mouth to say. Then I used to have this fat tummy. I used to have this chiseled neck. I used to have this But now,
Do you miss those times?
I miss it though, because now I can't even rock bikini or rock open belly or crop top or something, But I just try to, work on my stature now, and then just work with that design to make sure that I bring the best, the beauty covered.
What's the most, painful, hurtful thing that someone has ever said to you?
People say a lot of things, and some I get to hear, some I don't. But when you give yourself this training, like you have this self training to say, don't take everything as an offense. It's simple. Don't take it, because if you see everything as an offense, then you won't even get to hear the truth. We try to, give our best to our clients. So when we go wrong, we apologize. There are times that it got to a stage during this work that something happened with a client of ours, and they were not satisfied. We had to do a refund. Yes, we did a refund. We also sent an apology letter with a letterhead. It shows you have to be responsible, and that my parents taught me while I was growing up. I'm the first child, so you take responsibility for anything.
So you feel that your personality has really rubbed off on the way you operate your business.
Yes.
Now, so it's a big one now. As a young lady, in our part of the country, Nigeria, when you turned 30 recently, when you turn 30, people expect, even parents will start calling you on the phone and start saying, "Oh, we're seeing your work," but then there's this one thing, that is remaining. Even when you're very successful, you pay your own bills, your name is all over the place. That there's just that one thing, that is always like everybody's waiting for. So have you experienced it? Have you begun to experience it? Okay, let me go directly now. Are you in a relationship? Should we be expecting, wedding bells soon? Olorisupergal.
Hey, Olorisupergal is the name of the business.
Okay, Tosin Ajibade. Okay, let me ask Tosin Ajibade now if she's in a relationship.
Wow. Okay. The answer to this question is, when the time is right, everybody will get to know. That's it.
Okay, when the time is right to tie the knots,
when the time is right to tie the knots,
to make the announcement.
Make the announcement, or to let the world know. I don't even need to let the world know anything. What's my business? Oh, number one, you have to be happy before you let the world know what's happening, and that's my own thing. I have to be happy first. If I can, okay, this is Mr. Right, or where's the king? People ask questions. They do. My parents, society, my friends, some of my clients who have from clients to friends are like, how far now? How far? When I'm taking or something. And then I tell them, I'll let them know when the time is right. So basically that's it, because I'm after my own peace and joy first before I start to please people, to let them know who this person is. So I need to be settled within myself first. If I can say, okay, this is who this person is, and this is. Even when you tell them so, it doesn't add anything to them, but people just want to know, because that's also how the job.
That clears the doubt. People saying all sorts of things. Oh, this is me.
That's who?
No, I mean, that clears the doubt when you come on to say, okay, this is the situation of things now. Sometimes your fans, they feel entitled to some information. I use the word entitled, not like you are obliged to tell them exactly. So
I'm a private person, and my family, they're really dear to me. Like, I don't joke with my family, but you won't see any of their pictures or anything about them. I'm a very private person, and people choose what works with them, not what the world wants for them. Because the thing there is about balancing, and also how to manage the situation.
Common sense. Okay, so if a lot of people say that, as a sequel to what I asked earlier, that once you are successful at such a young age, as a lady particularly, that it's either you chase the men away, the suitors away, because some men might be intimidated by your level of success.
They were.
Okay, tell us.
So
it's actually true that saying that men, get intimidated.
They get intimidated. My sister, we are in Africa, number 2, Nigeria. And you know how it is when it comes to men. They have their ego, and So when some people try to say, oh, you intimidate them because of this, intimidate them because of that, is because they don't know who they are. And that was the pain, the process that I went through years ago to discover who Tosin Ajibade is. Because without that, you can't even come out and say, this is who I am. You know, when you come into front of the class and the teacher says, oh, tell us about yourself, and you have nothing to say about yourself. The same thing coming to the world to say, who are you, basically. So it's about knowing who you are first before you start coming out to say anything. So a lot of experiences like that. I've had a lot of experiences like that. Previous people.
So did that make you sort of tone down?
There's nothing I've not done. Come down from you're in the high horse, you come down, you come to their level, that kind of a thing. You know, like I said, I don't take my own life. I don't take life as difficult as people think it is or should be. Because there should be a level of, there should be a balance between love. I mean, there's love and there's good and there's bad. There should be a balance between both of everything. I mean, you're all human at the same time. So you get beaten, you get betrayed, you get a lot of things, and it's better for you to just pick yourself back up and move on with your life, my sister. There's really nothing, as they say, that is really under the sun, you know. But it's just when it happens to you, that is life, and that's your experience. And when it happens to you, it's not left to you to decide whether to move on or to get stuck there, you know. And it's not anything about pride or being proud, but the thing there is that there's nothing. Like I said, this is not a relationship talk, but there's really nothing I've not done, seriously. If you want me to just, you know, end it that way, like there's really nothing I've done. So you can just imagine when people just don't feel like it's because it's not them doing this, it's not them doing that, then you feel that why should you do this? So at the point I decided that okay, whoever this is going to be part of my life should accept the fact that this is who I am, this is my work, and it should also be a person who will support me and support my business. Because that's the only thing that can give me sanity in this day and age. I'm so sorry, there are a lot of things happening in different parts of the world, and there's people are being worried about who you're dating, getting married to, or who you're dating. I'm seriously, like, there's people that are hungry, there's people that are destitute, they're orphans. There are different ways where you can actually share your love and spread your love. So it doesn't have to be stuck with just one person. That's what I'm trying to explain to you now. It's not like I've not gone through that part. I have. There's nothing I've not done. If sometimes I have to check myself again and over again, like, there's something wrong with you. They're like, shake on share or something. You know, when you just try to ask me some questions, at the point I realized it was not just about me, but just about the things that were around me, which was number one, the work, number two, the fame, number three, living in the country like every other day, like it's like
there's no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow. And then number four, having the fact that they're not really in control of what you're doing. And then number five, the fact that they're not where you are, or it's a lot of things that people just come up with. So I mean,
okay, so I'll be the one asking the questions. Do you want to ask me any questions?
So why are you asking me all these questions?
Because there are speculations that everyone listening will want to know. They want me to ask the questions that they are asking at home.
And for the first time this year, since I've been granting interviews, this is like one of the interview sessions that has been, it's covered my life, then business, and then how the team has grown from one person. Now we have, like, you know, people working with us and all that, and then into the whole relationship thing, which is quite interesting because I already have an answer. There's really nothing about your ask me today. It's the same answer I'm going to give you. To the right, you know, but it's a good one, and it's actually an interesting one. And
Thank you.
Also for people to know, my sister, just have to know yourself. That's it.
Okay, I must thank you very much for your time. I've been speaking with award-winning entertainment lifestyle blogger Oluwatosin Ajibade, popularly known as Olorisupergal. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me today. I am happy and humbled.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. It's been an exciting, fun edition of the program Leading Women. I want to say a very big thank you to the team. That's my sound engineer, Oluwatosin Ajibade, and my producer, Ronke Giwa Onofua. You can catch the full edition of the interview on our YouTube channel at Splash FM 1055. And don't forget, if you have a comment or any observation, you can send a text or call the number 0805 699 8705. That's 0805 699 8705. You can also follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Titi Oyeola. Thank you very much. Always remember, every woman matters. I'll see you again next week.